Here we are for stop 3 on my whistle-stop tour of London. And this is a building that would probably go unnoticed unless you're one of the people who have been educated in London. During my time down here, working for St Paul's was also funded through a postgraduate course, so I have sort of been educated in London a little bit, and so I know of this building down here. This building is the University of London Union Building. The University of London is really a sort of conglomerate of lots of colleges, but they all have a central union building, and this happens to be it. And every morning, if I wasn't working actually at the cathedral itself, I would come along here very early in the morning, because I was quite depressed, couldn't sleep at the time, and I would come here because they had a swimming pool, and of course, being a member of one of their colleges, I was able to use the facilities. Of course, I'm not now, but I thought I'd come along and, you know, bring back some old memories anyway. So here it is. This is the building just along here. Just right here. With the seal above the door. There we are. ULU, University of London Union, and their seal there. And this is my next stop on the whistle tour of London. Here's the infamous Covent Gardens, which is in fact terribly busy for a Sunday. But there we are. Covent Gardens used to be a market. Now it's more sort of like a shopping complex, really. And the better market is called the Jubilee Market, which is housed in a different building on the other side. St Paul's Church in front of it, just there. St Paul's Church. And it is basically the normal market for London, whereas Camden is the sort of exotic market, so to speak. This is a tiny bit sad. This is called the Laurel Tree now. Sorry, Laudry or whatever it is. I don't know, it's French. It used to be the Cornish Pasty Company. I know, because I used to regularly visit this when it was the Cornish Pasty Company. And it's not there anymore. I wonder if it died, or if they just decided to move somewhere else. Very sad. Right, next on my list of places to visit is Leicester Square, but not today because they're doing building works. That's most annoying. Can't get anywhere near the trees. There is a lovely little square beyond there, and this is of course where all the cinemas are, and where they have film premieres and the likes. next stop on my tour. It's misleading in two ways. Firstly, this is Piccadilly Circus, but we're underneath it. Piccadilly Circus is above us. Secondly, I haven't brought you here because of Piccadilly Circus. I brought you here because of something that lies off one of the roads. There's a nice little underground entrance. It's called the Trocadero. And that is the entrance to it there. Now, why is the Trocadero important to visit? It's a very expensive but very nice cinema, and I used to go to the Trocadero all the time before I realised that there was a dirt cheap cinema right down in South Croydon, which actually wasn't very far by bus. Worth going because you paid dirt cheap prices for it. But before I knew that, for a year, I spent most of my time coming to the Trocadero when I wanted to see the movies. So I thought, let's visit the Trocadero then. Add that to my tour. So this is Piccadilly Circus and the Trocadero. I'd also bring you here. This is just outside of Gloucester Road Tube. But down there is a turning for a street called Queensgate, and I don't know if they're still there, but along Queensgate, when I was in the first year of my time at St Paul's Cathedral Lake Community, there was a group called Koinonia, which were associated with the Students' Union at London University. And I was in the absolute thick of the Depression at the time I discovered them, and the community that I was in at that point in time was seriously lacking. So I joined them, and much of the community in my first year was with them. I'm just sort of down there. I think it's near the tree at the bottom there. And I distinctly remember the first time I tried to find them, they told me, I'd met them at the Students' Union, and they told me where they were. Now, I'd never been to Gloucester Road Tube Station before, and I came out here and just knew it was in that direction. And it was raining, torrential rain, like I've never experienced in the capital before. And I almost gave up. But I didn't, and I found them pretty easily, and then I used to do all sorts of things, like I used to help them run coffee stalls for evangelising campus and all sorts like that. In the second year, the St Paul's Cathedral Lake community picked up a bit, and I sort of had less and less contact with Koinonia, as they were called. Largely their members changed from year to year as well, being that they were sort of plucked from the student corps. So I would bring you here. I would bring you here as well on my tour of London. I would also bring you here. Sorry. Right. Why here? Okay. This is a place called Kensington Square, and we are a stone's throw from High Street Kensington Station here, and this building you see in front of yourself, zoom in, this is Heathrop College, part of the University of London. It is in fact the college that I sort of studied at. Unbeknown to a lot of people, St Paul's Cathedral did in fact fund me through a master's, and it was a condition of being in the community that I was doing that as part of the modified rule of St Benedict, which said you had to study. So we were doing a part-time postgraduate course here, and I by Christmas of the first year I told them that there was a problem, but they said no, let it lie. Of course, by the following Christmas, I had just, basically they decided that I was doing so poorly. Rather than resit everything, they were going to pull the funding on me. So I had to do a community placement for the second year instead. But anyway, I did for a while study here. It's connected to this building, which is actually a foundation, Maria Assumpta, which is Roman Catholic, because this whole college is Jesuit. So all my tutors were Jesuits. Anyway, one of the nuns here is called Bernie Divine, and Bernie Divine helped me through some incredibly hard times, in fact, because of course my mainstay here was during the first year. First year is the horribly depressive year. So anyway, I thought I would bring you here and show you this as well. Now, I would have liked to have taken you along Oxford Street, Shaftesbury Avenue, Tottenham Court Road, Centre Point, but all of those things, although they're in a straight line, we haven't really got time to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to go underneath them. In fact, we're going to go underneath them from one to the other, because we're going to follow the Central Line now, all the way from Notting Hill Gate, which is here, all the way to Bank, and then we are going to go on the Docklands Light Railway, which is a sort of overground extension to the tube. You can see this, the District and Circle Line, are part overground as well as being underground. So there we are, information for you that maybe you didn't know. Then we have another stop, this time on the Greenwich Peninsular, and I come here for two reasons. First, because in that direction there is a little, well, there is an Odeon, and there is all sorts of shops and hotels just in a little strip along that way. Over this side we've got Canary Wharf. But the second reason is I used to go to the cinema on that strip quite a lot, between Trocadero and the one in South Croydon, and that is the Millennial Dome, building project for the Millennium by the government, run by the government as an exhibition hall, failed dramatically, lapsed into problems, taken over by the O2 phone network, turned into a venue for, well, an auditorium, and it has flourished ever since.